Hello everybody, this is IndieGeek, and today I'm taking a look at Scapegoat 2. So this is a game by Magical Time Beam, and it should be available on Steam when this video goes live. It will be available for PC, Mac, and Linux. The regular price will be $10. I'm not sure if they're doing an opening week sale, so I won't mention anything about that, but of course I will link in the description to where you can purchase the game for yourself. So, I'm just going to jump in here, and I think what I'm going to do is start a new save. I have not quite finished the game, but as you can see, I've played quite a bit of it, about an hour and a half now. But I will jump into a new game. I was a huge fan. Okay, let me go through this. One by one they arrived, each forsaking the freedom you had granted them. Here they shall stay forever, along with anyone who dares step inside the stronghold. So I was a huge fan of Scapegoat. And I'm incredibly excited to be playing Scapegoat 2. Basically, I'm going to start this off by saying that if you liked Scapegoat, you will like Scapegoat 2. It pretty much is 100% just more of a Scapegoat. So, right? So, this is kind of our little tutorial level. So, they cleverly use kind of the exclamation points there to show us where to jump. And without telling us anything, we're able to tell us that not only can we regular jump, but we can double jump. So the game definitely does a really, really great job of teaching you everything that you need to know. Alright, so I knew you'd come. I'm taking a nap just ahead. And of course, I think if you played Scapegoat 1, you probably already know kind of what's going on with that. So, Scapegoat is basically, we are obviously here playing as this goat, and, it's just a puzzle-solving game. That is, that's kind of the basis of the game here. And it starts out easy, and it quickly gets pretty difficult. So, do that. So again, this is doing a really good job of teaching us stuff. So must you always make such a racket? Again, more kind of subtle hints for anyone who has played Scapegoat 1. Probably, like I said, has a good idea of who we're going to be meeting here pretty soon. So, I of course won't spoil that quite yet. Actually, we get to find out in this level. So, hello friend, these rooms keep changing. I think the entrance has disappeared. Let's travel together and find a way out. So, there is our buddy, the rat, who of course was a huge part of solving puzzles in Scapegoat 1, and that has not changed. So, be ready to kind of send the rat places, to press switches and hit buttons, all that kind of stuff. So far, of course, just kind of as an overview of what's happening, we have seen puzzle solving based on hitting blocks, breaking wooden crates, sending the rat to hit switches, all this kind of stuff. And that is pretty much the basis of what's going to happen with Scapegoat. That is, at its core, that is kind of the puzzle mechanics of what is going on here. So basically we have a bunch of tools, and we have to use our tools kind of wisely to figure out how to get the key for each level. And there's always a key. Well, I guess there isn't always a key. Most levels there's a key, and get through the exit. And that is really what we're going to be doing. So there's over 100 of these levels, and of course, right now it seems like I'm going through really fast. That will change, because these do start to get much more difficult. And actually a really cool thing about Scapegoat 2 in particular is that when you think you've hit the end, you actually realize you're only halfway, which is kind of nice as far as kind of replay value. So where am I? Where are my brethren? They were here a moment ago. They must have scattered. Can you find them for me? So this is essentially what we're going to be doing in each set of 5 levels. We're going to try and get to the end so that we can get the sheep soul orb. And then from here we've actually kind of got some branching paths, so we can go to the Woods of Duplicity. So now you're presented with a choice. What will it be? Go the forest or upwards in hope of escape? And in some ways it's only kind of a pseudo choice, because in order to eventually keep progressing we need a certain number of the sheep souls. So in that regard we obviously can't just kind of skip going to these. You know, I mean, the nice thing is that you can skip some and come back later if you'd like. Okay. So this is kind of the other puzzling mechanic that we will see a lot, is how to deal with those enemies. And those are pretty much our one enemy. At least as far as I've gotten in the game, which I believe is at least halfway at this point. But that's not to say that, you know, it doesn't get challenging. Of course, you know, the thing about it is, as far as puzzle games go, there aren't a lot of elements to this one. Oh, right. Yeah, I gotta remember to go. Yeah, some of these, it has been a few days since I've played some of these levels, so I've gotta kind of try and remember here what I'm doing. So this one is very much... Oh, like a race. I made it. Okay. And that's kind of the other kind of level. So there are levels where you basically have as much time as you need. Excuse me. And then levels where some sort of chain reaction is going to be set off fairly early. And that's going to cause you to need to kind of race through the rest of the level. So... Oh, that's right. Again, like I said, some of these I've done all of these, and still they are not particularly easy to remember how to do them, even on kind of a repeated playthrough here. But is that what I wanted? I think so. Let's see. Hopefully, yes, because now I should be able to get through here. Oh, assuming I can, of course. Oh no. Yeah, that's the other thing, is some of these levels do have quite a few kind of parts to them. So, getting killed can be kind of a big setback, actually, sometimes. As, you know, as we're seeing here. But, you know, it does kind of come down to sort of this idea of, you know, basically like manipulating elements. And the games, you know, the levels always kind of work in stages that way. Okay, I think that is exactly what I wanted. And if I'm correct, yep, key. So, you know, like I said, very much kind of a manipulation of what's there in the level to kind of get us through. And, of course, the other thing to note is that even at this sort of early stage, things are getting quite a bit more difficult already. Okay. Oh, careful. And there we go. Cool. So, like, as far as other stuff, because this is basically the gameplay, eventually we will unlock some more abilities, such as the magic hat makes a comeback, of course, from the first game, and I will explain in just a second what the magic hat does. So, the sheep says, "I just wanted a closer look at this place. It seems to be a real living forest until you get close enough. How cruel." So, we got our soul orb, and we will get out of here. And I'll probably do one more set of levels before I call it quits. And of course we can talk to our sheep buddy. Oh, you're headed upwards? Some of my brothers and sisters are exploring. You should say hello. Well, we will be. Definitely. So we can head up now. Yeah, so anyways, the magic hat is kind of an explanation for how that works. Oh, this is actually a good explanation for how this works first. So, we can talk to him. We see that we need one more sheep soul before we can move up. So, instead, we will have to move on to the next area. Excuse me. Ah, yes, now we get ice blocks. Another kind of standard sort of callback from Scapegoat 1. But to finish my explanation of the magic hat, is the magic hat allows us if we send our mouse buddy somewhere, and then if we have the magic hat, we can then press a button and basically change places with the mouse, which will obviously set up some very interesting puzzles, as you can imagine. So, let's see what this says. Right. Yep. If all seems lost, we can try again. We already knew about that. So yeah, there's that, of course, which, like I said, was in a Scapegoat 1. And then there are actually some more power-ups which were not. Okay, so, if I'm remembering right, I want to do that, that, and of course the reason that I've spent so much time doing the levels is because some of these levels can take quite a while your first time through, just trying to figure out how to do it. We're still fairly easy at this point compared to where the game gets, but you know, I wouldn't necessarily call it like a cakewalk. Okay, so this one is definitely trying to kind of manipulate switches. Okay, we can press that one, and in a way just trying to figure out what switches to press in what order. Oh! Oh. So that's the other thing, is a lot of these levels will require kind of precise timing. Okay, I gotta remember how I did this. Oh! I'm real dumb, I think. I don't know if I did this way. Yeah, I think I cheesed it a little bit when I did it the first time, because I wasn't thinking about moving that set of blocks. But that's okay. So, yeah, gameplay-wise, you know, it's very good. One of the best puzzle games, definitely in recent memory, but really in quite a while. I've not played many other puzzle games that feel quite as good. Okay, so I want to do this. Then I can press X to switch. Okay. Okay, I think one of the things I can do here is do this. And if I time it right, oh, okay. If you time it right, you can actually break the saws, which is obviously very helpful. But I might not actually need to do that. I can do this, and of course we're going to want to get up here. Oh, I did actually end up breaking the saw as well, so that actually worked out pretty well. We see from this level, of course, that sometimes you need more than one key to get through a door. But yeah, that pretty much sums up the gameplay. You know, it's just going to be more puzzles like this. Puzzles definitely get harder than this, and we do get some more power-ups as well. So there's quite a bit of variety as far as what we're doing in that regard. Other than that, again, you know, I'm going to kind of call out to people who enjoyed Escape Goat 1, the music and the art are also just like huge improvements over Escape Goat 1. And it's not that they were bad in the first one, it's just that now they're even better. A lot of the animation stuff is actually quite a bit improved over what we saw in Escape Goat 1, which, you know, it's just kind of a nice touch. And then there's tons of music in it, and it all sounds really good. So, you know, I'll probably kind of wrap up my thoughts here. Just play a couple more levels. I might not finish a couple more, actually, but I'm going to continue playing while I kind of finish up my thoughts, is what I'm getting at. So, as far as, like, recommending this game, it is an obvious recommendation if you were a fan of the first one. I think you know, you're not going to be disappointed at all. And then, other than that, I think if you are a fan of just like puzzle games in general, this is a really good one, and it does a nice blend of platforming, kind of mixed in with puzzling elements, which, of course, is you know, it's kind of a pretty interesting combination. So, you know, overall, this definitely gets a huge recommendation from me. Really for anyone who likes platforming elements. Yeah, it's actually a pretty tough one. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there. I definitely recommend picking up Escape Goat. You know, if it looks interesting to you, trust me, it looks, or it plays as good as it looks, is basically what I'm trying to say. You will not be disappointed. And yeah, I mean, that pretty much wraps up my thoughts there. It's excellent. Highly recommended for anyone who's a fan of puzzle games. And, you know, even if you're not normally a fan of puzzle games, give it a shot, because you might be surprised. So, with that, of course, I will bring this to a close. Like I said, I will have in the description where you can purchase the game for yourself, and I do think that you should. But, as well as that, as always, feel free to leave comments if there's anything that you would like to comment on. Subscribe to the channel to see more videos every single day, and if you liked what you saw in my video of Escape Goat, then please consider clicking the like button, because that helps me out a lot, and I appreciate everything that you do to help. So with all of that being said, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.